when you come out of college, or when you started college, was it trade based from the off, or, you know, talk us through that journey of coming out of school and finding your feet and finding out where you wanted to go with your life, sort of thing.
So it all started, I did better in my grades than I thought I would.
Right.
Stayed on at sixth form. The only thing left, because it was last minute, was health and social care. So I did a year of that. It was okay, but it definitely wasn't for me.
Right.
I remember going home saying to my mum, like, that's not for me. I don't really know what I want to do.
So did you go to college doing that then?
Just sixth form.
Just sixth form,
straight
okay.
from school. Again, I left it all to the last minute. Literally got my grade results, and I did better. So they said, yeah, you can stay on, but all we've got is health and social care. So I did that. Definitely didn't like it.
For you.
Yeah, it's not for me. So I went home, told my mum, we had a chat, and she was like, plumbing plays well. You can go and be a plumber.
Is that what it was? Is that how the conversation went? Have you got your parents, your dad or anything in the trades, or family in the trades or anything?
No.
Nothing?
No, literally just my mum. She said, you're going to be a plumber, it pays well. I was like, okay. And then she was like, go to college, Worcester. So that was the closest. Signed up for 3 days a week. But you needed the MVQ after, so you need an apprenticeship. Yeah. So I did all the technical, struggled to get an apprenticeship. It was really, really difficult. So I ended up starting my own company and then employed myself as an apprentice.
So you were so you wanted to go to college to do the plumbing.
Yeah.
You were struggling to find a company that would take you on as an apprentice and do the college side of it. You just couldn't find anyone out there.
No, couldn't find it. Bigger companies would want you either completely new, or they wanted you fully qualified. And going to college 3 days a week to get the technical side, you were kind of like in no man's land in the middle. And companies, either, like I said, either wanted you completely new or already qualified. So I found that quite difficult.
So it's quite interesting how you went about then sorting a college placement out. Because when you were just off camera before we were coming here, and we were chatting about it, and I didn't even think that you could do it this way. So what did you do to allow yourself to get into college?
So I just applied for college, which was 3 days a week, full time, which was difficult then because I now needed another, a job to pay car insurance, bills, rent, etc. So I worked at Morrison's part time and then did 3 days a week, put everything I had into that to get the technical, passed all that, and then to get the MVQ is when you needed the apprenticeship to then start. Yeah. So I tried everything, tried everyone in the local area, big companies, small companies, one-man bands. They all didn't want it. So I ended up going up the bank, and I remember coming up with a business name at the bank with the bank manager, right? Because I needed a loan to start the business, and they wouldn't give me a loan, but they'd give me an overdraft. Right. So I remember leaving there, £150 in my overdraft, because that's how much it costs to have the overdraft. Yeah. So then I had to trade my car in to get a van. So I had finance and I was in my overdraft. So I was starting in negative figures anyway. Yeah. But I had a friend who was a qualified plumber, and he said, I'll sign your portfolio off. Yeah. But obviously, I can't take you on. So the only way around it was to give myself the job title as an apprentice in the company that I just made. So you've just set a company, you've gone into the bank and set a company up. Yeah. To then be employed by your own company as an apprentice. Yeah. To get you through college. To finish that side of it, to get the MVQ. So now I'm getting on-site experience, but I'm also getting the quoting of jobs, like the managing money. I then had to start building my tools up. So I remember for the first year, I was in my overdraft. I'd literally come out, go back in, come out, go back in. Yeah. But it was all life skills. Because you're running your van, you're funding you being at college as an apprentice for your company. Yeah. And then you've got your day-to-day bills to pay as well. Yeah. As well as then trying to get on the job. At this point, you're getting on the job training as well? Not necessarily on the job training. I would allow in the job for him to come with me just to observe me to do things or be there to help. But he was very much I couldn't afford him to be there for the whole day. Otherwise, I'd have no profit at all. Yeah, of course. So he used to come and just, see what he needed to see, sign it off, and then got through it that way. So you got through college then? Yeah. Fully qualified as a plumber? Yeah.
And then what sort of steps do you take after that then?
So that got me up to MVQ level 2.
Yeah.
And then the college said, if you can keep the apprenticeship on, we'll put you through gas as well. And then we'll get you MVQ level 3 as part of all that, which was a big thing. So again, I managed to find a company then, well, a one-man band that kind of took me on to get me through my gas.
Right, okay.
So I did it that way. And then they laid me off when they ran out of work again. So it was very much
So
like...
you subbing into that company?
No, they offered me a job. And I was my mum didn't like me being self-employed. You know, there's no security, things like that. She was very much like, you need a job. So when I got offered a job, it was less money essentially, but it was regular.
Yeah.
So I did that and managed to get the qualification, luckily, but then they laid me off because the big job dried up.
Yeah.
It was very much like that. They'd call me when they needed me after that. So I went back on my own again, and then word of mouth got around a little bit more.
So you've gone back on your own doing plumbing and gas work at this point now then?
Yeah, I remember leaving college to do gas, and it was the outlay of a new analyzer, and it was a whole new world then, because before I just needed spanners, drills, the basic stuff, but then you needed all that, and then your insurance as well to cover it, public liability.
As well as then generating your own work.
Yeah, so all those outgoings before you've even got anything coming through the door.
Yeah.
And obviously things took a lot longer then as well. You know, it was brand new. Even a boiler service could take... I remember being on one job, I got to it thinking, oh, that'll be an hour. It was a landlord gas check, and it was an old Ideal Classic on the wall.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking I've never seen one of those before. And it took me ages because I was getting the manual out, because it wasn't a case of just find it on the internet then. Like he got the book, I was going through the book step by step. And that's a big thing. The customer sees you looking through the manual and automatically thinks you don't know what you're doing. Yeah. Albeit in that case, I didn't really. I was literally looking to see what to do.
Yeah, but you're thinking on your feet, aren't you? You know what you've got to do, but like you say, the gas rates might be slightly different on that boiler, or various different ranges of information that is specific to that boiler. Yeah. You've got to refer to that. But like you said, if a customer walks in and sees you with the instruction book open for that boiler, they're going to go, hang on a minute, does he know what he's doing?
He doesn't know what he's doing, yeah. We get it all the time. Yeah. And in the comments that you get, oh, do you really know what you're doing? When actually the guy before probably didn't know what he was doing, because he was just like, oh, we'll just wing it kind of thing. Yeah. You know, but yeah, so we did that. And then eventually I did get offered a job with a big company in Malvern.
So how long are you working for that period then on your own?
Probably about 9 months.
Right, okay.
So the thing, when I got offered the job originally, like the apprenticeship again, I thought, all right, finally found a job. I took a car out on finance. I chopped my van in, got a car on finance. I remember it was in 2010 because I had a template Fiesta, like a lime green Fiesta. And 3 months after that, they laid me off. So I had to take the car back, and I had to pay like a lump sum to give the car back to then take a van again.
Lost a load of money with that.
Yeah. Like car finances and van finance, I've lost so much money on that.
Yeah.
But it was, I couldn't work out of a car, so I had to take the gamble. And then it was only a couple of months, and then a big company approached me through I think it was City Plumbing at the time. Right. The merchants, because word got out that I was quite good, I was hardworking. Yeah. And they came to me and said, oh, we can offer you this.
Who was that?
Gas appliance showroom in Malvern.
Right, okay.
And then I worked there for 7 years. That was probably one of my favourite.
And what was you doing for them?
Gas boiler installations.
Oh, okay.
And that was, like I said, probably my favourite job out of all the jobs I've had. Yeah. Working in like top properties, meeting some really nice people, really tidy jobs, because time wasn't that big. Like you could take your time on a job.
Yeah, they weren't pushing you for deadlines and stuff
exactly.
Like that.
You could, and you made good as well. So like you'd pull the clips out, you'd fill the holes, and you'd paint the wall or whatever.
So you was doing everything.
Yeah, like a boiler install.
Yeah, pointing everything up afterwards, and like one-stop shop. Basically, you're there to completely finish it. Yeah, redecorate it, get it done.
Yeah, spot, because they don't want other trades coming in. Like that was all part of the service, and that brought me on as an engineer, and because we did a bit of servicing and breakdown and stuff like that, but predominantly installation.